There really isn't a genuinely I hate the fact that I can't say it because it makes it really awkward to make the point I'm trying to make, but there's really no genuinely anti-owing yourself person on this earth. Because on the surface, if you ask the average person, especially in real life, they'll probably say, oh, of course, like I'm anti owing yourself. Of course, I wouldn't encourage people to owe themselves. But the entirety of the culture of America is literally inherently completely fucking inhuman and has commodified and turned the entirety of fucking existence into nothing but competition of worth and what makes someone valuable more than someone else. Murder T Swift. I'm so sick of complaining about her, but I can't help it because I'm forced to listen to her all the time and about her. And I hate her so much because she's a terrible fucking person, literally a murderer. She was just named Person of the Year. Like, what does that even fucking mean? Genuinely, what does that even mean? But more than that, like, what is the point of that? It is permanently burned in history that a pop star K'd off a fan at our concert and then was named Person of the Year like a month later. Like, what kind of message in the history of America does that send out long term? I mean, maybe no one will ever know that that happened long term because apparently no one gives a fuck but me because I'm one of the only genuine human beings left that you'll meet on this earth with you sad motherfuckers. But just like why does America or human nature in general like is hell-bent on turning existence into a competition? Like people modern life is so fucking sick in the head that I have completely opened up my third eye, quote unquote, and I can't even believe how sick everyone is. And people claim that they're anti-owing yourself, but they do everything that they can to constantly make people feel worthless, small, inferior, less than, do everything in their power to never do anything but argue and fight and there's no genuine authentic community in America anywhere unless you're in school, and even that's just preparing you to be a slave, so even that doesn't count. From the start you are born into a community-less life where there's nowhere where you can have a sense of community just for the fucking sake of it. Everything is about who's the most famous, who's the most rich, who can we claim as superior than everyone else, who's the best person of the year. Even if Taylor Swift was a decent person, it's just still so inherently infuriating. And the worst part is that she and everyone else supports this culture that is inherently fucking depressing. Even if you don't care, even if you don't want to play the game, our inherent human nature just inherently feels sick walking around the grocery store looking at all these people that are literally told left and right that they're inherently better than us. And that is the most like owing yourself inducing thing alive. And outside of that, like there's no community where people just hang out for the sake of it. Everything is work and politics and fighting. And, fighting for your bare meat and bones so that you can get what you need for your family and fuck everyone else. And we crave community. That's literally the only reason why social media is so addicting, because it's the closest thing to community that we have, and it's fucking pathetic. And I feel so sick in the head and in the soul right now, and it's truly not my fault. Not once did I turn on a pop song today. Not once did I willingly first think about a celebrity that's playing the superior game that claims to be a good person despite the fact that they literally are celebrating on their stupid fucking Instagram about being Person of the Year after being a terrible person, so much to the point of murder all year, and literally celebrating this culture that is inherently unequal and inhuman for the sake of their own self-esteem and gain. And no one gives a fuck. If anything, people just encourage it. If you go on social media for a sense of community, in this job, cold, gray job obsessed world, it's all just people arguing or talking about the very celebrities that you're already forced in your face that are told being superior to you. And I can't stand the fact that even though, generally speaking, when I'm left the fuck alone, I'm a very human person and I'm very individualistic and I'm very authentic and I'm very just like grounded in reality, the second that I have to play like the I have to go to work to survive and the game, and the second that I open up any app for a sense of community, everyone else is so brain dead and so obsessed with things that don't matter, like blasting the TV with angry politicians, which is what my family does. And if you go on, like I said, any app for community, it's mostly just talking about celebrities, and nobody cares about each other. Nobody cares about anyone who hasn't made a name for themselves, even if they themselves haven't, which is most people. And whether you support these people that are playing the superior game, which is inherently evil and inherently pro owing yourself, because what makes you feel worse about yourself than being told that other people are better than you and deserve more than you, no matter who you are, what you believe, because we're all only human at the end of the day and we all have the same nature. It just inherently sucks you in. Like, I was planning tonight on sitting and working on some music and kind of like meditating a little bit and focusing on myself, and now I just feel agitated and sick, not because of anything that I did, but because this world is so inherently sick and so inherently anti genuine, true, just, humanity and existence just for the sake of it, that I just can't help but rant about it because I feel so sick in the head and in the soul. And it's eaten everybody else's brains too, because you literally can't escape it unless you're completely socially isolated, which we're not meant for either. I mean, I was literally lying in bed last night on the verge of like, sleep induced psychosis. It's hard to explain, but I just had like this vision where I just saw like this man that was completely detached from modern society, and he was kind of sending me this message in a sense, that he thought, he was like, what do you mean that you have to ask for a 12-week leave to give birth or to take care of a sick family member? He's like, that's absolutely ridiculous. He was kind of sending me this message that like, it's completely ridiculous that you're living in a time where you have to ask for time off just to live natural human life. He was like genuinely laughing at me for being a part of it and for the state of modern America in general, about how far away we are from natural pure human life that has nothing to do with fucking pop culture or celebrities or money or politics, where like life, where humans just live as naturally and as peacefully as fucking cats and lizards and deer, where they're just alive and in nature. And like the idea of like, if you stared at your cat and you were like, you get a 12-week leave to be a cat, it wouldn't even understand what you're saying, because it's so within its natural reality that like it doesn't even know what you're talking about. And I think that we as humans are so far removed from the fact that life is literally not meant to be anything other than just life. Like, we're just born and we should be walking around in nature and just living life the way it naturally is, and anything else is a sickness. And everything about modern life is such a sickness. I am sick. I am horribly sick in a lot of ways, and I can feel it every day of my life. And I'm so sick that even realizing how sick I am, and even though I want to be dead because of how disgusted I am at modern society and all this just being normalized and it's just the way it is. And I'm too pure in the soul, and there's something about me that's just too spiritual to tolerate this, to tolerate this. Like, I would rather be dead or sitting on the side of the street. And America is so sick at this point, like in terms of like the constant competition, claiming that celebrities are good people when they're literally constantly playing the superior game, which inherently makes everyone crazy and miserable. No one, it's not natural, whether you support successful people or not, it's not natural to be obsessed or to talk about a complete stranger in any significant way. It's a complete and absolute sickness, and we've normalized this sickness. Whether you support celebrities or whether you're negative and a hater, it doesn't matter. Everyone loses. You're all living hollow, empty existences because you're wasting your time and your energy not only working a corporate job, which is a whole other thing, but you're also wasting your psychological energy on people that do not matter to your life specifically, and you are sick in the head and you're living a hollow existence arguing about people that don't matter to you. You're not spending time with the people in your life, or you're not living a natural, authentic life. You are wasting your life arguing about politics that don't matter, that you can't change, and talking about fucking celebrities that are terrible people for so many reasons I can't even list them all at this point. And like, everyone's living a hollow existence. Nobody is an individual. Everyone's just a consumer. And it's so sick and it's so wrong, and I can't stand it. I really, really cannot stand it.